and gentlemen, I'd say this is a great Monday morning, but snow. Gosh, for God's sakes, please stop snowing. You know what drives me nuts? I go to church. You'd call me religious, I guess. But what bothers me about what I've been taught all these years is that hell is hot. I want to tell you something. Hell is not hot. Hell is cold. There's snow. There's slush. There's cold wind. And outside, there's a taste of it. But hey, spring is coming. It's going to be over pretty soon. But hey, brighten up your Monday morning on Street Talk and other stuff. Nice to have you here today. And I got a good guest, but I got just a couple of things I want to talk about. I want to ask you a question. Do you know why scuba divers always fall backwards into the water? Well, if they fell forwards, they'd still be in the boat. It's true. And you know what those things called yardsticks? They don't make them any longer. Okay, all right, sorry. Okay, when I was in school, I was not a very good student, trust me. I was in high school, I was terrible, and I was failing my history class, and I really didn't want to fail. So I went up to my teacher afterwards, and I said, I know the final exam's coming up. What do I have to get on the test to pass? And he gave me that stink eye, how teachers do sometimes. Well, I deserved it. I wasn't a very good student. And he looked at me and said, Magnotti, the test is worth 100 points. For you to get a D, you got to get 113 points. And I said, oh, okay. What do I need to get a C? Okay. All right, well, thanks for putting up with me, but hey, I got a good guest for you today, Street Talk and other stuff. You stick around this fine Monday morning in February. We'll be right back.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Happy New Year, Wenatchee Valley, from Collins in downtown Wenatchee. We are so thankful for each customer that visits our store. We appreciate you and strive to meet your fashion and gift-giving needs and give you the best service possible. Collins seeks to find new brands and your favorites like Tommy Bahama for men and women, Joseph Ribkoff, Jag, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, Tribal, and many others. Beautiful jewelry and handbags from Brighton, all at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
I'm Dr. Ron Singleton. See how Ideal Protein can help you.
I started Ideal Protein about 10 months ago. I'm down 123 pounds and a little over 50 inches.
Using Ideal Protein, I've lost 37 pounds in just 10 weeks.
I lost over 52 pounds in 4.5 months on Ideal Protein.
This has been a wonderful journey. The food is great, and it's a very easy program to follow.
This medically designed program has repeatable, safe, and effective results. Call us today to schedule your weight loss consultation.
That's pretty much it. It's a great house, great neighborhood. It's great.
Sam's still getting used to the idea of moving.
Sam, you play basketball?
Yeah.
Let me show you something. Now I'm thinking, you put your hoop right here, and you even got enough room for a three-point line. One of the things I've noticed is that if you got a hoop in your driveway, you make friends real fast.
At Coldwell Banker Levine, our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
Okay, Street Talk and other stuff, we're back, and I am very proud to say that we have a Wenatchee icon.
I can't believe you're calling me that.
Now shake hands with me.
Thanks.
Okay.
Hi, Mike.
This is Julie Agens-Kuntz, and I'm really thrilled to have her. Now, I want to say this, that I always post on Facebook.
Yes, you do.
Okay, who my guest is going to be. I say Sunday, tomorrow. And on Monday morning, I go, today my guest is, and I got more of a response saying, yeah, good, go, Julie, we love her, blah, 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 than I have for anybody else. So,
I paid them.
Did what?
I paid them
Did
well.
it work?
Apparently
Obviously
it did.
worked.
It did.
No.
Obviously, I don't have a life because I must live on Facebook. That's why there's probably so much response.
Well, people say to me, aren't you on Instagram or Twitter? I said, no, we're wasting our time on Facebook.
Exactly,
so.
Me too.
But no, I'm honored to have you.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here, truly.
And the reason I asked Julie to be here today, because the theme today is, you remember Bruce Springsteen's song Glory Days?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Glory Days should not stop when you're young. They should continue. They should always be before you. And this woman epitomizes that.
Well, thank you.
So, well, you do,
Well,
okay?
thanks.
But so let's,
Okay.
I'll shut up
All right. I'll talk.
for a second or two. Tell us, just tell us a little bit about yourself. I know a lot of people know you, but there may be one or two who don't. So, give us some,
Born and raised in Wenatchee. Both my maternal and paternal grandparents ended up in Malaga. So I claim Malaga as my homeland. I mean, peace to the people in Malaga. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm the oldest of 4 girls and couldn't wait to get out of I graduated from Eastmont High School, was involved in Apple Blossom Royalty, but I'd always wanted to live in Seattle.
Okay, now I need to break in. Involved in Apple Blossom Royalty. The 1974 Apple Blossom Queen, okay? This is who she was. So, all right. But that's important because it follows with the theme of the show.
Okay.
But I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm not sorry for interrupting.
Okay.
Because it is
good.
my show.
It is your show. You do have, you make the rules. You get to break the rules.
You go ahead.
I always wanted to live in Seattle, and I did 1 year at Wenatchee Valley College, and it was my school, so I couldn't wait to get out of town. Yeah. So I went to Seattle University. I needed a smaller school that was, I knew I love the U, and I consider myself a Husky, did 2 years of graduate work there, but 2 summers, not years, I lied, sorry. I don't put that on my resume. But I needed something small.
You can lie here because nobody cares.
Okay, good. All right.
Well, I lie all the time.
Well, Wenatchee icon, I'm not sure that's true, but anyway. So I went to Seattle U, got my degree in education, started teaching, and...
Where were you teaching?
Elementary school.
Okay.
I'm one of those lucky people that are old enough to have a K-12, we call it the golden certificate, because I can teach any grade. They don't do those anymore. My degree is actually in elementary education, and my teaching major is actually vocal performance, because I had so many choir and voice lesson credits.
Cool.
So
very cool. Yeah. Okay.
Then marriage, kids, divorce, and came back to Wenatchee because I wanted to.
Typical American dream story.
Truly, I mean, living the dream. Yeah. But no, I was really ready to come back home. I was tired of the rat race of Seattle and had family here and wanted my kids to be closer to family. So my daughter and my son at the time was old enough to stay with his dad and on the west side. So.
Well, this is a great town.
I love it.
I loved it.
And my daughter loved living. I think my son sometimes regrets that he didn't come back. So. Yeah.
No, well, I moved out moved out here from New Jersey when I was 19. I would never go anywhere else, and I've been around a lot. My daughter was kind of like you, grow up and going to move out. But, she's still here. Now, my son, he said he's leaving, and he did. He's actually in Taiwan.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a change from Wenatchee.
Okay, so you didn't intend to stay here, though. You were planning on going somewhere.
I never thought about going like across the U.S. or to another country, but Seattle was far enough away to be away from parents and have some freedom, and but still come home if I needed to.
Oh, really? So. Well, maybe we need to talk about the freedom part, So where'd you live when you were in Seattle?
Well, I lived on campus at Seattle U for 1 year. Then I had an apartment with 2 awesome roommates. We lived on just 2 blocks down from Harborview, so we would, and we were on the ground floor, so we would wake up and there would be bums walking past the window, all sorts of weird things going on. But that was great. And then after marriage, I lived in North Seattle and commuted to Marysville, where I had my first teaching job.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool. So. Yeah, Rosie and I lived in Seattle for a couple of years too. We lived right in the U district, so it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So.
It's got a great energy. So.
Oh, it does, but it's a nice place to visit.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't want to. Okay, what about Wenatchee? This community, what does it for you? I mean, what? I mean, I can tell you why I love it, but.
I think it's still that it's kind of got that Mayberry-ish feel. It's small town, and there's something about. It's annoying sometimes when I know everybody at the grocery store, and other times it's nice. But it still has a small town feel. I know we're growing and we're getting bigger, but it's just, and it's home, and it's beautiful here.
Yeah, no, and I know what you mean. I love Safeway. I know there. I always give Pam a hug. On this side. And I know people's names, that kind of thing. And I never go to Safeway without somebody saying, "Hey, Mike, how are you?" Yeah. And as I walk away, I just look at Rosie and say, "I have no idea who that person was."
You're the Wenatchee icon.
Well, I mean, look. I mean, from the 2 churches I went to, music theater stuff, police work. I don't know why I know these people. I once in Safeway, this real big guy goes, "Oh, you're Mike Maddog." I said, "Yeah." We started shook his hand, And he says, "How come you're shaking my hand?" I said, because I'm going to hang on to you until I know whether or not I'm going to have to punch you. Well, it turns out he was somebody I had arrested a couple years earlier for domestic assault, you know, so I said, are you still with her? He said, nah. He says, you did me a favor. So, okay, so cool. All right, but now, let's back up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, high school.
Yes.
Did you ever think you'd make it to Apple Blossom Queen?
No, but it's my maternal grandmother lived on Orondo Street. So I grew up with the parade right there coming out of the Apple Bowl back in the day when they went around the track. And seeing their sparkles, tiaras, like, oh, glitter, yay. So I always had that vision or dream of, oh, wouldn't that be cool to be able to do that?
Yeah.
So I always wanted to do it and planned on doing it, but never, ever dreamed that it would go this far. Yeah, I really didn't.
Okay. Okay, so that was, I mean, that was a highlight of your life.
It truly was a highlight.
But it was not the highlight of your life, was it?
No, it was not.
I mean, you, like I said, you went to school to become a teacher. Okay, you come back here. Now, what are you doing now, for example?
Well,
where do you teach now?
I teach at Eastmont High School, so I'm back at my alma mater, which is wonderful, and I love it, and it's fun to be around high school kids. I tell people the only difference between kindergarten, second, and third graders and high school kids is the height. They're just taller.
Yeah, the maturity level isn't too much different.
There are days, you know, but they're all good kids, and you just have to find the good in them, and a lot of them are struggling to have someone find the good in them. So that's why I run 2 programs. I have the Community Partnership Program, which is part of our Career and Technical Education umbrella program. So if kids have taken or are taking one of our CTE classes and they have a part-time job and they're a junior or a senior, they're eligible to be part of my program. They get credit for working. So
now, is this something you put together yourself?
We already kind of had it, but when I took it over, I kind of tried to enhance it some.
Yeah.
And it was nice because I was running our Career Center at the time, so I wasn't teaching other classes, so I had the freedom to leave and go check on students. And then I also have a Teaching Academy program where students who have taken a year of child development and want to experience teaching. I teach curriculum on Mondays, so this afternoon, 4th, 5th, and 6th periods, I'll have students. And then Tuesdays through Fridays, they are with a mentor at Kenroy Elementary. So find out if they really like teaching.
Okay, now, and I learned something on Facebook response today. Our friend Cynthia Brown told us. She said that you are the top promoter and supporter of the Eastmont High School drama program, and they actually have a portrait picture of you backstage to bring them luck. Now, that's, I mean, how did you get, come on.
Okay, well, she didn't tell you the entire story. Well, I love Eastmont Drama, and I love our kids, and I just think drama is such an important program for high school kids. And it's a place where I love that in drama, everyone is accepted, everyone is okay, everyone's invited, and everyone loves everybody. When Cynthia was doing Legally Blonde, she had asked if she could use one of my royalty pictures to use on one of their sets for I don't know, their sorority hall of fame or something.
Right.
And I was actually thinking, oh, okay, so I sent her one and she enlarged it. When I saw the play, I went, well, that's fairly large. That's larger than I thought it was going to be. And I actually meant to go backstage and see it or get it, and I forgot, and apparently it's just stayed backstage. I haven't seen it I guess it's there. I'll have to go take a walk today and go find it.
Well, do you work with them ever? Do you ever get involved?
I really haven't. There's been times when I've wanted to, but my schedule with other Apple Blossom activities or other music theater productions has kind of gotten in the way. So.
Tied into that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we want to talk about some of that stuff, too, because you've moved on and you're doing some new things now that you haven't done before, but you are part of, the Apple Blossom organization. Tell us about that a little bit.
I'm on the board of directors. This is my 3rd time on the board of directors. I was also served as director general in 2006, which was awesome. So I went through the ranks and did that, and that was lovely. And then when we knew the 100th was coming and we were planning, we started planning probably 5 years ago for the 100th. We knew Dina Bollinger was going to be director general. She asked several people who had been on the board before to come back. So Adele Haley, Linda Hagelin, myself were 3 of those people. And we're in charge of the Queen's Ball, bringing that back. So that will be
And this is all volunteer stuff you do, right?
Yeah, but it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I can imagine, okay.
But I love it, because it's important to give back. That's one of the few things, but the most important thing I probably learned from being Apple Blossom Queen was how amazing this community is, and just the power of volunteerism. And I just think we're blessed to be a blessing, so it's important for me to give back. So.
Well, and you're obviously touching a lot of kids' lives, because a lot of the people who responded, and I know other people that have talked about you, are younger people, you know? And, you know, sometimes older people try to be cool and fit in with the younger kids. Doesn't work, but you do, you know.
I keep telling them I'm too old to be hanging out with you, and I don't know, so.
But they love you.
Well, that's nice. I love them too.
It may be because you're real. Are you real? You're real.
I try to be real.
Yeah.
You tell me, Mike Maddog.
I think so. I think so, you know, if I'm any kind of judge of that kind of thing. But okay, look. Okay. Street Talk and other stuff. I'm talking with Julie Agens-Kuntz, and a Wenatchee icon, a tremendous gal. I'm very proud to have her here today and honored. And we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff she's doing to keep her glory days ahead of her, kind of an inspiration to myself and many other folks. So you stick around. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Did you know that dental disease is the #1 illness affecting a pet's health? Bacteria from the mouth gets carried into your pet's blood and can affect the heart, lungs, and kidneys. By age 3, nearly 75% of pets have some form of dental disease. Dr. Shauna Bass and the staff at Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital care about your pets, and good dental care can help your pet live a long and happy life. Learn how to clean your pet's teeth or see what Paws and Claws can do to keep your pet smiling by calling 888-PAWS or see us on the corner of 4th and Island, East Wenatchee.
NCW Life Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started, and why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCW Life Channel.
When our customers come to Senior Insurance, again, we're thinking more about the whole experience, and that's why I took a lot of time to design a space like this where we teach people about Medicare. We don't sell insurance, we teach you how to buy insurance, because buying is something you do, and I want folks to be a part of this. So as they're heading out, I hope they feel like they've been educated, they're now in a suitable fit, and I hope they also had a good laugh and a good time.
Lakeland Mailboxes is a small place with a lot to offer. Job one is shipping and receiving from A to Z. They pack it, they label it, they ship it. But did you know we also offer notary service, online computer access, legal forms, copies, greeting cards, and of course, mailboxes. Chelan Mailboxes, everything you need in one small package.
Okay, we're back. Street Talk and other stuff. Mike Maddog Magnotti talking with Julie Agens-Kuntz, our Wenatchee icon. Okay.
I'm never going to live that down,
well,
Mike.
No, you should. You know, Apple Blossom Queen, 1974, but has moved on. Got a teaching degree, working with youth. What else do you do with youth?
Youth? Oh.
And the benefits and the not so cool things about that.
I think part about the thing of working in a high school is I think it hopefully keeps you young, keeps you energetic. At least you kind of hear with the music they're listening to and go, oh my gosh, okay, but. You know,
music they're listening to? No, the good music was over in the mid-70s.
Well, I know. I always tell them that's not a remake. You know, I mean, you know that was originated in the 70s. Yeah, that's where all the good music came from. So I tell them that. But there's just an energy about being around kids. And again, I think it's important to give back. And I love it when students get a hold of me after they've graduated and come back and say hi. There's still I have one former student who was one of my kindergarten students at West Seattle Christian when I was teaching on the West Side. He's now living in London with his wife, but we're friends on Facebook, and it's so fun to stay in touch with him.
Oh, very cool.
He was just one of my favorites. Not that teachers have favorites, but he was. So, AJ.
Oh, I know doggone good and well they do. I also know they have students that are, let's say, not their favorites.
Well, that's true too.
In elementary school, you're not going to believe this, but every grade I was in elementary school, our teacher told me, this is the worst class I ever had.
Was it because of you, Mike?
I think I was part of it. But no, don't get me started with my stories.
All right.
Because we want to talk to you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, now a few years ago, you branched out a little bit to kind of try something new, okay?
I did. Well, I'm going to back up before that because Matt Cabman was working at Eastmont High School, and he was always involved in theater, and that's how I remember seeing Matt Cabman in a production of Guys and Dolls at Second Stage Theater in Seattle. And one of my best friends from Seattle University was in that show as well. So it was amazing, to see these dots connected of people that I know and, worlds colliding. And at the high school, he was always saying, "Hey, Jay, are you going to audition for this show?" What? No. Are you going to audition for this show?
I mean,
no.
have you ever considered?
No, I really hadn't. But
stage?
I guess working with the girls, being the working with the girls from Eastmont to get into top 10, doing lots of presence etiquette. I mean, the whole world's a stage. I mean, you're always on stage. You're teaching, you're acting, you're doing things, you're presenting yourself.
How you like my costume?
I like your costume.
My costume. Where's the camera? Come on, here's my costume. See? So you can always tell it's me because I wear the same clothes all the time.
But so then Cabin was like, "Hey, we're going to be doing a student staff alumni production of Bye Bye Birdie." Oh. He goes, "I want you to audition." So I thought, okay, I can do this. And lo and behold, it was cast as Doris McAfee, and Matthew Pippin played Harry McAfee. So we were a stage couple. We still consider ourselves a stage couple. And that was like, why have I not been doing this? Why was I not involved with theater when I was? It is so great. And then I waited a year or two before I ventured out into music theater of Wenatchee. And,
Well, your first experience on stage was paired with Matthew Pippin. Right?
Yes,
said? Okay, I didn't know that. Now, that's good because you do it with somebody who you can create some electricity. I remember one time I was in a show, Keith Sexton. Remember Keith?
Yes.
Oh, boy, great guy.
Yeah.
And he just, the person I was playing opposite wasn't there that day, and he stepped in, and it was just electric, and I, why don't you do it all the time, But he was playing a girl's part, and he didn't have the legs for it. So. Okay, so
Bye Bye Birdie kind of got my, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was nervous about auditioning for Music Theater of Wenatchee, so I picked...
Well, who isn't?
I picked a show that
Who isn't?
Well, everybody.
I mean, you're laying your soul out. You're saying, please judge me.
It is very vulnerable experience. So it was the Quilt Maker's Gift, and I played ensemble, a toy soldier, which is very fun.
And what was the name of the show again?
The Quilt Maker's Gift.
Right. It was about 4 years ago. It was a Christmas show, music.
It was a Christmas show. I think it was it was 2014 maybe.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Something like
that. The math, 4 or 5. Yeah.
But I remember coming and I was sitting there with Rosie. Look, this Julie. My gosh, she's a toy soldier. She's doing great. I mean, you really did. You had a lot of energy. Yeah. You had the look, and I was impressed.
What was the costume?
Well, the costume helps.
It does.
But I'm a believer is that if you're a good actor or actress, you can go on without costume, without sets, without lighting, without makeup.
And do your thing.
And sometimes the costume is good to look at if the actor isn't doing a very good job. But no, you were great.
Thank you. And then I auditioned for, and it's funny because I told a friend at work that one of my goals was to be in an Apple Blossom musical and to perform on the performing arts stage.
Oh, cool.
And then I auditioned for Mary Poppins and got in the ensemble and got to perform.
Was that the first time you were there on that stage?
Yes.
Oh, that was kind of for me too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we were in that production together, and it was amazing. Yeah. It's so much fun.
No, I tried out for Mary Poppins for Admiral Boom, particularly because I did want. That was the one stage I hadn't acted on. I had done an MC for a musical show years earlier, but. Yeah, so that was the first time I acted on that stage too.
See, there we go.
Okay,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
So, but Mary Poppins was a great show.
And then I auditioned the next year for Young Frankenstein. And Apple Blossom musicals take a lot of time.
Yeah, they do.
It's a huge commitment. And my best friend who lives in Mill Creek always says, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Because every year you get stressed and work and really say, "I'm never going to do this again." So, but Young Frankenstein was amazing. I got to tap dance.
Oh, cool.
Cynthia Brown. I was like, oh.
Had you had tap dancing lessons before?
No, never. But so you learn, you jump in. On the audition form, you're like, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do this. Yeah. And then like, oh, they want me to do what I said I was going to do. So then you practice and you practice and you practice and. It was fun, thrilling, and so that was good. And then last year I was in ensemble again for Guys and Dolls.
Yeah, remember that.
It was good. So. And then Matthew Pippin. Yeah. I love him. And
who doesn't love Matthew?
Well, I know.
Matthew's a great guy.
He said he kind of approached me last summer about possibly producing Witness for the Prosecution. I said, well, is it a show I would want to be in? And he goes, Doris, you're both too young and too old.
He called you Doris?
Well, Doris McAfee from Bye Bye Birdie, Doris and Harry. And I looked at him and thought, you son of a gun, I'm going to audition for this show. I'll show you. And then really honestly, looking at who auditioned, did not think I would get cast, and then ended up getting the part of Janet McKenzie.
That's right. And what did she do? You know?
Oh, she was the Scottish housekeeper.
Yeah.
And it was the hardest role I've ever had, but probably the most rewarding.
No, it was great.
It was
did a
wonderful.
great job.
Thank you.
We went to see it, and again, I'm sitting there with my wife going, "This is Julie again." And it was like, it wasn't really you. It was somebody else, because you had the accent down. And what I was saying to Julie off camera is that what I always go look for when I go to a show is, I want to be entertained, but I look for believability of the characters. And you nailed it. You weren't the only one. The whole group really did a good job with that particular show. But no, they did great.
Thank
and
you.
the accent was good.
Thank you. It was hard work. It was lots of dialect coaches on the internet, on YouTube, and Outlander. I love Outlander, just a series of books written about a nurse from 1945 who was in Scotland with her husband for a second honeymoon, and she accidentally touches a Stonehenge and travels back in time 200 years to the Highlands.
So just by reading the stuff, you kind of picked up on
you pick up the lingo, and watching it, Starz has picked it up and made it a TV series. So you kind of know the words they use, and I would use the closed caption so I could see the words. But no offense to Agatha Christie, but I did change some of the wording in my script and my dialogue because it wasn't authentically Scottish.
Oh, cool. All
so
right,
I'm like,
good.
She'd have her say I, and then the next line would be yes. I'm like, no, Janet McKenzie would not say yes.
Okay, nobody tell Agatha that.
Yeah,
okay,
please don't tell her. She'll roll over in her grave. But anyway.
Okay, but hey, we got to stop. We got to take a break.
Okay,
But we're
yes,
going to come
ma'am.
come back. Okay, but Street Talking other stuff. I'm talking to Julie Agens-Kuntz. She is a Wenatchee icon. Yes, you are. Okay, you should look at this woman as an inspiration. That the glory days should always be ahead of you. Never look back. Okay, but hey, Street Talking other stuff. Mike Maddog Magnotti, stick around. We'll be right back.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing Honey Blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Okay, we're back. And again, I just want to say thanks to my guest, Julie Agens-Kuntz, and say goodbye. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you for turning in. This is Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Maddog Magnotti. And I want you to be back here next week because I'm going to have a great guest, a gal named Olivia Drakes, who is a librarian from Wenatchee Valley College. And we're going to talk about hard copy libraries in a digital world. Ooh. And she's got some really cool information for us. So, hey, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.